5:47, Greatest Hits Radio. It's high time that we had some liquid refreshment just to ease the journey towards the confession. What are you serving up today, Sue's, live from the pub?
I've gone for a nice tropical, juicy pale ale. Topical, it's called Whamageddon. So if you are playing the game and you're out, why not have some of this? At 7% though, so maybe just a half. So.
7%?
Wow.
Lively,
Start the car.
Yeah, that's a little bit early for that one. Okay, all right, thank you very much. Or a quarter, maybe. Today's festive confession comes from Nick. Thank you, Nick. Dear Father Simon, Christmas and the festive elves of forgiveness. My confession dates back to 2014 when my two daughters were just 3 and 4 years old. We'd all broken up from school the day before and were having a lazy Saturday morning together. My wife, being a nurse, was working at the hospital, so my daughters, their respective cuddly toy friends, Eugene the cat and I, were all snuggled up in bed under the duvet. I'd poured them each a plastic beaker of milk, and we put Home Alone into the DVD player, and it was all happy, excited, Christmassy loveliness. I'd opened the bedroom wardrobe earlier that morning to get my dressing gown. In it, I'd noticed a large gift bag of Christmas presents on the bottom shelf. This was surprising us, as all our presents were actually downstairs under the tree. Oh. My wife must have bought a new set of last-minute gifts, I assumed. I also noticed the red edge of a tub of Celebrations chocolates poking out of the top of said gift bag. I figured that tub was probably for me because I was the designated chocoholic of the family. The temptation was too much. I decided to crack the tub open for us all to enjoy. I peeled off the sticky tape from around the edge and removed the lid. My girls each made a selection. I then made mine. I chose Snickers, as it was my favourite, and this is the correct choice, of course.
Oh, is it?
What?
We then each searched through the tub as the film progressed until we'd eaten all of our chosen varieties. 2 hours later, we had a toilet break, a stretch, and probably a few star jumps, and then it was on to Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. We each made another chocolate choice, then proceeded to each empty the tub of that particular variety as well on our own personal search for chocolatey treasures. 4 hours later, and our Christmas bed film chocolate-a-thon was completed. I placed the 3/4 empty tub back into the gift bag in the wardrobe. My wife need never know about our chocolate indulgence. I'd just pretend the tub was all full when she gave it to me as my Christmas present in a few days' time. The next day, my wife was off from work, as it was a special day. Her best friend from university, with her husband and their young daughter, who we should call Mary, would be coming to see us. They lived at the other end of the country and had been visiting relatives. They were taking a 2-hour detour, so that my wife and her old university bestie could meet up. That Sunday was great. Mary and our girls had a lovely time. We took them to the park, went for food, then came back to our house to play games. We'd only broken up from school 2 days ago, but so far, Christmas was going swimmingly. Later that afternoon, our visitors were getting ready to hit the road for their 5-hour drive back home. As my wife was helping them on with their coats, she spoke to Mary. "I've got some special presents for you to take back."
Oh, no.
She then called over to me and asked if I could go and fetch the Christmas gift bag that was up in our bedroom wardrobe, and I dutifully obeyed and headed upstairs. Now, I must admit, Father Simon, I'd had a few Baileys by this time, and my reflexes were not as sharp as they should have been. I walked upstairs, happy to help, and only when I opened our wardrobe did I realise just who that gift bag was actually for. Slightly slow on the uptake here, I think, Nick. Panicked, I quickly darted into my office next door and grabbed some sticky tape. I placed some along the tub edge to seal the contents inside. A stronger man would have returned downstairs and admitted his guilt. He would have explained that he had mistakenly assumed that the tub was a present for him. But I was not that type of man. I took the easy route. I said nothing. I pretended everything was just as my wife had left it the morning before. I couldn't pop into the car and drive to the nearest shop for a quick replacement. My afternoon Christmas Bailey's tipples had put me over the limit. I could not tell Mary, "Sorry, I've eaten most of your chocolates." Luckily, my wife had other presents inside the bag, so the fact that the tub was so light from being mostly full of fresh air wasn't noticed. Father Simon, during the time of goodwill to all men and children, I would like to ask festive forgiveness for my despicable deed. Poor Mary would open a tub of Christmas chocolates in the next few days and find it mostly full of used wrappers. The only chocolates inside would be the ones that no one likes anyway and had left until the end, whatever they are. After they had gone, I confessed my crimes to my wife. She was, to put it mildly, none too pleased with me. I hope little Mary didn't think that was how a tub of Celebrations was meant to be. I reminded my wife of this story an hour ago, just before writing this. I received another telling off. Even after 11 years, she still hasn't forgiven me. Father Simon and the Festive Elves, I hope you'll be more generous with your forgiveness. I mean, it was pretty hardcore, really, to go through. Like, if you just have one or two, that's fine. But to destroy most of the tub and then seal it back up, I suspect Susie's going to be very, very tough on this one. What do you say, Suze?
Well, do you know what? I was with Nick for quite a while through that, because, you know, if I'd have seen a box of chocolates, I may have done the same thing. And if I knew it was definitely for me, then I would have done it. I might have replaced it rather than just left it there and pretended that it was full when I opened it. However, as soon as he knew it wasn't for him, he should have admitted his fault. He not only did he just not do anything about it, he went and got sellotape and sellotape round.
He did.
That's not forgivable, and it's that point Nick lost me, and I'm afraid, Nick, your wife's right. It was terrible. I'm not forgiving you.
That's a fair stare that you got there, Brother Matthew.
I'm going to forgive, because nothing says Christmas like sitting in front of Home Alone and Home Alone 2 and 3 and 4 and demolishing a big tub of chocolates. I remember when I first did that, it was like the last days of Rome. I love all that, just watching the telly and getting yourself full of chocolate. And, you know, genius move with the sellotape, by the way, Nick. Excellent move on that. And they were fine. They got loads of other prezzies, and there were some chocolates left, so that's all okay. And the kids got the chocolate as well, so everybody won.
Well, they didn't have very many.
They had all the Snickers, and although I'd have preferred the Mars bar one. Anyway, that doesn't matter, because I'm still going to forgive.
As ever. Okay, people's verdict, please. 61054. First word is silent. Just before the news, a confession from Nick involving his daughters. A large tub of celebrations, him drinking Baileys, some disappointed visitors, and an angry wife. What did we get?
Well, Lynn says, if I opened a half-empty tub of celebrations as a Christmas present, I would be fuming. No forgiveness for stealing someone else's chockies. Jack in Liverpool, though, says, I forgive, because if there is chocolate hanging around, then unfortunately, whether it's a present or not, it is hard to resist eating it. And Kevin in Lee says, I'm forgiving, but I would have had the Maltesers.
Yeah, I mean, they're also okay, but
they're
the Snickers is the right answer.
I think Maltesers is my favourite.
Okay, I thought you said it was Mars.
Oh, and Mars, yes. There's so many great ones.
Easily persuaded.
Are we being sponsored by those? No.
I don't think so. Not yet. Your Christmas confession would be very welcome. Confessions at greatesthitsradio.co.uk. Okay, so it's 5:48, and it's confession time, and obviously we had lots of confessions for the festive season lined up, and then I went and got poorly, so we've got quite a few left over.
Great.
Anyway, but thanks very much for sending them in, and today's one ends up with one of those classic Christmas confession combinations. Something to look forward to. Here we go. This one comes from Jane, who gets the smart speaker. Simon, Matt, Holly, and all the team. That's right, Christmas Holly is with us on the show today. For many years, I've considered sending in my Christmas confession and have finally plucked up the courage to do so. My confession is from Boxing Day in the early 90s. The heady times before marriage, kids, and life made me sensible. When people went away for Christmas to the many hotels and B&Bs that lined the streets of Cliftonville and Margate. It was a cold afternoon spent in a cozy flat with friends, eating, drinking, and making much merriment. As the day drew on, the party games became louder and more outrageous, ending with a game of forfeits.
Oh, no.
Nothing good can ever come of a game of forfeits. Eyebrows were shaved, dodgy haircuts given, and many truly disgusting things were eaten.
Oof.
My turn arrived. My forfeit was to eat a tea bag sandwich. Now, as a young 20-something with questionable eating habits, there was no way I could even consider taking a bite between two bits of bread and a used tea bag. So after much deliberation, I was given a choice. The sandwich or a run in a pair of boxers and size 11 boots and nothing else. And a run along to the end of the road and past the nearest hotel and back.
Okay.
Says Jane. Okay? I chose the run.
Of course.
Huge boxers and boots were donned. I should say he's got a PG certificate.
Oh, yes. I mean, we've worked that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge boxers and boots were donned. The front door was opened and I was off. one arm across my chest, saving my blushes, the other holding the boxes up. There wasn't a lot of running done. Just try running in size 11 boots when you're 5 foot and a size 4.
Okay.
It just doesn't happen. This was a trial by cold. I safely made it back to the flat without losing any more dignity than I already had. Many cheers and applauds were given. You don't... applauds? Okay. What a sport I was, says Jane. So I could seek forgiveness from Jim, who spent a fortune getting his hair cut back to what it looked like half decent before we had a go at it, or to Sally, who had to return to work with only one eyebrow. But no, they gave as good as they got. I really need to seek forgiveness from the guests at the Royal Norfolk Hotel, Cliftonville, who were sitting down in the large picture windows of the dining room to enjoy their Boxing Day suppers. Grannies, families, the good and the wholesome of Christmas right there. And for some reason, a collection of Kent clergymen.
Of course there were. Yes,
in full clergy gear, all having a post-Christmas relaxation with a sherry, a few sandwiches, and now a half-naked woman.
Yeah.
Eyes on sticks. Anyway, no one was expecting to see much on the dark evening, and getting me running under several streetlights near naked was a shock for everybody. I hope they were all okay eventually. If you wonder how Margate got its reputation for the party town, you need wonder no more, says Jane. I mean, clearly the moral here is never ever agree to a game of forfeits. There is eyebrows, hairstyles.
What even is the game forfeit? So am I really out of the loop here? Apart from it just being I don't know, is it just pranking? Is it like truth or dare?
It's pranking, and then if you you play a game, cards or whatever, and then if you lose, then the rest of them choose a forfait.
Oh, goodness.
So you either have to eat something horrendous or run around Margate without many clothes on.
No.
I think I would choose to eat a teabag sandwich, I think, probably. What would you have done?
I would just refuse. This is the thing. I just wouldn't take part in these sort of things. I'd be like, no, sorry, I'm a bit above that. I'm not doing it. I just would say I'm not doing it because it's just not very cool. I just don't like it. Any sort of weird pranking thing I just don't think is fun. These poor people just sat down on a Boxing Day with their family, the clergymen, all sorts, in their hotel, seeing someone really lowering the tone of Margate, can I just say, running around naked. And
not quite. I mean, almost.
Yeah, but it's not good enough, really, and that's why I'm not forgiving at all. Don't like it.
Holly, speaking on behalf of the Synod of Kent, the clergyman didn't go to that particular hotel at that particular time and expect that Eiffel. Brother Matthew.
Let's be absolutely honest here. The clergy were very happy with their trip to Margate that year, and very delighted. They will have gone back every year since in the hope that they get the young lady running past with the boxers and the boots.
That'll be Jane.
So, yes, I'm definitely going to forgive because everyone enjoyed it, and she sounds like she had a whale of a time. And a pity about Sally with the eyebrow, but there you go. You take your chance. So, for those reasons, I'm going to forgive.
Okay, all right. I thought that's probably the way it would go.
Probably would go, yeah.
Are you with Sister Holly or Brother Matthew? Does Jane get your forgiveness? 61054. The first word is Simon. People's verdict incoming. Meantime, just before the news, we had a confession from Jane from Margate in the early 90s. It involved a game of forfeits and then her running around just outside the Royal Norfolk Hotel in Cliftonville, wearing essentially just a large pair of boxers and shocking respectable society, including all the clergymen of Kent. Never seen anything like it before. Outrage, then. People's verdict. Here we go.
Yes, it turns out there's a lot of it about. Steve in New Brighton says, forgiven. We've all been young, drunk and foolish, and I expect it was the highlight of the day for the vicars. Lorraine says, forgiven. Years ago, I lost a pool match and had to do a similar thing.
Oh, yeah.
You have to honour your games. And Dwayne says, 100% forgiveness from me. Christmas Day 2010, my forfeit for failing the yard of ale in our local pub was to do something very similar, but there was snow on the ground. I could either run in my boxers barefoot or put shoes on. I chose shoes. A lot of people had a Christmas surprise.
I say, okay, well, enough of that kind of thing. If you have a confession for us, please send it in because they'll all be back and there's new podcasts available very shortly, including if you subscribe to our confession podcast, you will get the top 10 of the year.
Oh, that's true.
Do not miss that opportunity. Confessions at greatesthitsradio.co.uk. Bad and don't turn around. It's confessions time. Holly's in the house. That doesn't mean she's forgiving. In fact, it probably means she's not. Matt is in the house as well. Here we go with the last festive confession. This comes from Ollie. Ollie says, Simon and the team, today's is a PG certificate, I suppose. Anyway, today's shopping with toddlers confession inspired me to pen this for you and all. One Christmas Eve back in the last century, we realised that we were a few items short of a full celebration. Full of excitement for his imminent new brother and maybe some prezzies, 22-month-old Kit and his dad offered to help lumbering mum with this final emergency Christmas shop. Christmas Eve in Waitrose is not an easy experience. We only needed a few things, but so did the rest of Bristol. The shop was rammed and the Christmas promotions near the entrance, pistachio and cherry stollen wreaths, Belgian waffle biscuits, and jewelled Cointreau and cranberry Christmas pudding had the works. Anyway, these offers created a complete log jam of trolleys, most with toddlers installed in the opening seat. After about 15 minutes of queuing, we managed to inch forward towards our first target, the fresh cranberries, which we needed to make a traditional sauce for our roast. Having recently returned from a stint in Singapore, we yearned for a traditional English turkey dinner. We secured a clamshell punnet of deliciously red fresh cranberries, well, this is Waitrose, which we trusted to our son Kit, 22 months old, to look after and examine, whilst we began looking for gaps to reach the fresh broccoli, for whatever reason that might be.
Why would you need that?
Suddenly I heard Kit, 22 months old, exclaim, "Whoopsie," and I turned to see a shower of plump cranberries launching upwards as he clutched either side of the clamshell catapult. That day I learned that fresh cranberries bear remarkable properties, the first of which is that they bounce, both silently and far, just like your headphone earbuds when they fall out down the steps.
Right.
Looking around for help was hopeless due to the gridlock and grim determination of everyone to just get it done. There was nothing for it but to ask a nearby trolley driver to reach for a replacement punnet and continue our journey inch by inch towards the broccoli, for whatever reason that is. Moving the trolley, however, was more difficult now. At least one cranberry was under each wheel, creating an efficient if squeaky brake, another remarkable physical property of cranberries. This was also evidenced by a brilliant red streak now down the cleanly polished floor. In fact, it wasn't just my wheels that were stuck. An effective homing instinct of the cranberries, another amazing instinct that they have, has ensured that every loose cranberry found a different wheel in the aisle, and even those in adjacent aisles. Everyone in the jam was now finding it harder and harder to move, and there was also some memorable art being created on the floor. Either that or it looked like a scene from a Christmas slasher movie, O Little Town of Bethlehem, you know, the kind of thing. Gold, frankincense and murder. Luckily for us, the spirit of Christmas came true, and the result in the crowd was pure hilarity. Even Kit's godfather, Uncle Nobby, who'd appeared near the entrance, was laughing loudly. I changed the name. Along with most others, we eventually made it to the broccoli, but not without a lot of extra shoving. Why would you shove to get there? I'd say, I'm terribly sorry. I'd love to have got the broccoli, but I couldn't get because of the blood on the floor in Waitrose. I'm afraid we created too much of a clean-up job later that Christmas Eve for the busy staff. But in the circumstances, there really was nothing else that we could have done other than curtail Kit's innate curiosity for new things, or offer to pay for the dispersed punnet. We look forward to the favourable verdict of the collective court to rest our lingering concerns, even if we did leave the supermarket looking like a festive abattoir. Uncle Nobby still recounts this story with joy, most recently at a mechanical engineer Kit's wedding to Nessa this October, because he's now 32 years old. Right. Anyway, the names are real apart from Uncle Nobby. Cheers. That's from Ollie, who says, "Keep up the great work. We love listening and have done so for many years." I think that's a cheap attempt at getting forgiveness.
It works, though, yeah.
Well, it will from you. It won't from Sister Holly.
Well, I respect you shopping at Waitrose, but shopping at Waitrose on Christmas Eve, not a good idea. It's not for the weak. You can't do it. You just can't do it.
bejeweled Cointreau and cranberry Christmas puddings.
It's too much. There's too much going on. And I think the real problem here is, why did you give the cranberries to a 22-month-old kid?
Yeah.
Why would you give it to him? It's obviously going to end in a disaster. Cranberries went everywhere. Those poor Waitrose workers had to clear it all up on Christmas Eve. Poor guys. And that's why I'm not forgiving this, I'm afraid. I know it's Christmas, but I can't.
I know, but she's our own festive holly, but the spirit of Christmas has not descended upon her just yet.
Clearly not.
Brother Matthew.
I'm going to forgive, because frankly it was about time that Kit started pulling his weight and pulling the punnets of cranberries, and it's not his fault that they all went all over the floor. Well, you know, it was just tossing them a bit, as you do with your cranberries, and they went on the floor, which is how it works. But isn't that what Christmas is all about? Certainly not broccoli. I don't know why they were bothering that.
What?
And Uncle Nobby, he didn't turn up until right at the end. That didn't
Yeah,
make any sense
weird.
at all. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
What was he doing? Waiting.
What was he doing there? So for all of those reasons, I'm going to forgive.
Uncle Nobby just appeared to be standing at the exit.
Yeah, he
Why
didn't
is
help
Uncle
at
Nobby
all.
there?
He
No.
could have been holding the cranberries this whole
The
time.
punnet, yeah.
I blame
Nobby.
him,
Yeah,
to be honest.
It's all Nobby's fault.
Anyway, the people's verdict, please, for Ollie and Uncle Nobby and everyone else involved in their Waitrose shop. Anyway, 61054 for the people's verdict. 61054. First word is Simon. Thank you. Just before the news, we had a confession from Ollie. It was the last festive confession about cranberries and shopping and going to a supermarket, leaving it looking as though there was blood in the aisles, and it's 22-month-old Kit and Uncle Nobby, who turns up for absolutely no reason at all. People's verdict, here we go.
George in Wells says, forgiven. Everyone in Waitrose found it funny, and the child was only 22 months old, and it's Christmas. You've got to forgive. But Lynn in Wigan says, not forgiven. The hardest shift of the year is Christmas Eve. You can't be the person to make it worse for the poor Waitrose workers. And David says, not forgiven. All that for broccoli and cranberry sauce? Would you do that on a day that wasn't Christmas Eve? Surely not. Also, why didn't they just buy cranberry sauce pre-made in a jar? That would have solved all their problems.
Oh, very logical, David.
Yeah.
Thank you for the verdicts. Thank you for your confessions. If you have one for the new year, send it to confessions@greatesthitsradio.co.uk. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast.